Hey guys, just before we get into the video here, I just wanted to mention that we are so close to getting 100 subscribers. Like, we're just over 20 away, and any type of support that you guys provide is amazing, and I would love you guys to the end of the world for it. Again, you guys are the most amazing fans anyone could ask for. And again, just remember to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be forever grateful. Just one other thing I want to mention as well is that both type of programs I'm going to be mentioning here today about how to find out if your PC or desktop can run FM22 is not sponsored. These are just some very good programs I thought that everyone should use to make sure that they can run the best game in the world, which is FM22. Okay, let's get right into the video.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very special video for here today, and this is in regards to PC gaming. All PC gamers out there at one point or another has dealt with this type of issue, and this is finding out if your said laptop or desktop can run the particular game you're looking to play. Now, for example, one of the areas that in one of the games I'm very familiar in the space of is FM22. As an FM22 content creator, it's very important for me to keep up to date on any concerns in the community. I always follow the social media platforms on Facebook and Reddit just to keep up with what's going on in the community there. And there's always one topic that always comes up, and that's in regards to, can my laptop or PC run FM22? So I thought that, having some knowledge in PC and wanting to help out individuals in the community, because I deeply care about you guys, I thought I'd share you 2 easy tips to find out if your PC or laptop can run FM22. Before we get started, there's one thing that every PC gamer should know before they try and see if their laptop or desktop can run the particular game that they want to play. And that is be able to know the system requirements. But Keith, what are system requirements? Well, system requirements are the minimum requirement of hardware needed for your PC or desktop to run your specified game. So for us, for an example, for the sake of this video, we're looking to run FM22. But again, where do we find these requirements? So very easy. You can either type in FM22 requirements on Google, or you can actually go onto the FM22 page on Steam and be able to find their system requirements at the bottom of the page there. So on screen here are the list of requirements for FM22. To go more into detail about the specs and the hardware needed and how performance is related to these requirements, please check out FM Scout's video. They are a very good source of explaining basically in more detail about the hardware and how you can be able to tailor your experience to give you more power, more efficiency on FM22. Again, this is for the sake of this video. This is just explaining just the general baseline to see if your PC or desktop can run FM22. So as you can see here are the requirements for FM22. You must require Windows 7. Have to have a minimum Intel Core 2 processor, 4 GB of RAM, an Intel GMA X4500 or an NVIDIA GeForce graphics card. Have to have at least 7 GB available space as well. So again, these are just the minimum requirements. This is just to run the game. So the first program we're going to use is a very special website called CanItRunPC.com. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Can It Run PC. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go click on the link here, and it's going to pull up a website here that's going to say, can you run it? And on this main screen here, you're going to see search for game. And what we're going to do is we're going to put Football Manager 2022. Okay, it'll pop up there, and we're going to say, can you run it? Pretty straightforward. What you're going to see here is it'll show the system requirements for the game, but we're also going to click the blue button here. Can my laptop run the game? So we're going to click that here, and it's going to pull up a special screen here, so like gathering data, detection and application, and it's going to make you download an exe file. So this is cookies, and then provided you don't clear your browser history, this will stay with your computer. So if you want to check if any other games, to see if your laptop can run it, you can also use this in the future as well. So we're going to click on that as well. So now that we're doing this here, it's going to just take a look at the hardware detection, taking a look to see if this computer can run it. According here to Can You Run a PC, it says my laptop does not have the minimum requirements to run Football Manager. So one of the reasons it's saying here is the video card. So I do not have the correct graphics card to run Football Manager. It's saying my CPU, my RAM, my OS, and my free disk space are more available enough to play the game. But again, I don't have the correct video card. So the second program we're going to use a program called User Benchmark.
In comparison to the first program that we used, which was Can You Run It, Can You Run is more of a generalization to see if your current hardware can run the game that you're wanting to run. However, if you're wanting more details and more about how your overall hardware runs in comparison to the system requirements of the certain game you're wanting to run, User Benchmark is a good tool to use for the scenario. So how do you access this? You're going to use User Benchmark on Google. You're just going to click on the first link that should pop up on your screen here, which is User Benchmark. Click the home there. So one thing is that you see a couple things to use here. So on the free download button, this kind of gives you like a free assessment of how your computer performs. So it'll get you to play some video games, just overall to see how basically how your laptop runs or PC runs, and how it performs on a gaming capacity, which will give you some analytics about maybe some areas you need to improve on. But for the sake of this video, we're going to go to the section called Compare. So what you're going to see here is that when we come to the page, it'll already have a preset notion of what the most current CPU is out there, and then comparatively to a group average of processors out there. But for the sake of this video, we want to compare our certain CPU against the system requirements for FM22, which were outlined earlier in the video as shown on the screen before. So you can check out other components as well, like GPU, SSD, HDD, RAM, and a USB. Please note though that there is no way for you to compare your graphics card. So unfortunately you can't do that in this video here. But what we're going to do is we're going to check out one of my actual CPU for this laptop, which we're going to check out here. So I'm just going to type this in. So I have personally the Intel Core i3-8145U, which we're going to type in there. For those who don't know your CPU and components, one thing you can easily do is just go to your settings, type about your PC, and that will pull up your specifications there. Now, one of the processors we're going to check out to see how it runs is we're going to check out the AMD Athlon 64. So we're going to click on the most recent one there, and we're going to go about this here. So once you do that, it will compare both the my processor to the Athlon processor that was outlined on FM22 system requirements. So as we can see here is that it turns out that my CPU does actually perform better in a gaming capacity than the minimum requirement for FM22. It looks like it does give them a 13% average better of running, and it seems like it has faster speed. Basically kind of gives you more detailed analysis here about some things to care about here and how basically your PC or your CPU will run in comparison to the system requirement. So again, this is another useful tool that you should use if you're curious about how your PC and components perform to the system requirements. So again, this is another tool for you to use, and again, hopefully this is something you can make use of.